Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You are watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome back to Only Fools and Horses. This is possibly going to be the longest time it probably takes for me to complete a show. So I have done the first two series and the first two Christmas specials so far. The first series I did in one video, all the links were in one, and then the second series I did them sort of month by month. Again, all the links to the episodes are in the video descriptions in each one. So the plan for this show, I'm going to do it monthly for now, for basically Series 3. So we have got 7 episodes in Series 3, which if I do it monthly, it's basically going to take me through till August. And then, of course, I'll do the Christmas special in December. Then Series 4 and beyond, my plan is to, when a show comes to an end, around about the time that we'll be doing it, which, if I'm correct in my assumptions, possibly the Tuesday where I do Gimme 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 and Black Books, there or thereabouts, by sort of the end of the year, both of those two should finish, and I should be able to fit Only Fools and Horses in that slot and do it on a weekly basis to finish off the rest of the show, and of course Christmas specials and everything. So we are starting Series 3 today. This episode is called Homesick. And like I said, we've got 7 episodes in total, and I am aware that, of course, Grandad, Leonard Pearce, he did pass away around about this sort of time, and was later then replaced with a different character. So I believe this is the final series that we get Grandad in. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see him for these final ones. But yeah, today... Excuse me. Yeah, it's Series 3, Episode 1, and it is called Homesick. So let's check it out.
Why do only fools and horses work?
La 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 la.
Why'd you call me Dave?
Oh.
My name's not Dave. My name's Rodney.
I thought it was Dave.
Oh, it's Rodney.
So what's Dave? A nickname, right?
No! You're the only one who calls me Dave.
I shall have to get used to calling you Rodney.
Thank you.
Hey, Basil, are you going to get this meeting started? Me and Dave ain't got all night.
Now, hang on a minute.
All those in favour? Against? Nomination accepted. Welcome aboard, sir. I declare this meeting open. Now, the first item on the agenda is my resignation. Congratulations.
It's so weird to see him when you go backwards and forwards between Goodnight Sweetheart and this. Because in Goodnight Sweetheart, his voice is a lot more... I don't want to say normal Cockney, because that's not the right phrase, but I'm going to go with it. I hope you know what I mean. Whereas in this, it feels at times it's a bit more extenuated, a little bit more put on. You know, the way he's going on there is like, why'd you call me Dave? My name's not Dave, it's Rodney. So it's almost like that really fake accent people use when they're trying to take the mickey out of people who are deaf. You know, when they go, deaf people don't like me. You know, which is just wrong on so many levels. But do you know what I mean? That feels like it's put on a little bit. And I know it's not. Yeah, I know it's not. I know that there are people from like the, I don't know, were they East End, West End? I can't remember. But whichever one it is, it's, you know, people do talk like that. But it just feels strange when you're watching between the two shows.
Fresh. They were playing castanets this morning, my darling. 3. Here you go. Eins, zwei, drei. Right.
Just been getting something in for dinner.
Yeah? What have I got, Grandad?
Do you like haddock pie, Del?
No, I don't.
You got haddock pie. See you later.
Yeah, see ya.
I wonder if it's the performance aspect of it that they're kind of putting something on that he's a bit tired, a bit down, or whether he actually was in real life. I guess we'll see in the coming episodes.
Shall I give him the kiss of life?
I ain't that bad.
Thank God for that. You're alive. Awake.
The only other thing that would hold a lot of sway with the council's housing department would be support from the chairman of the Tenants Association.
Yes!
Who is the chairman of the association these days?
What we got there?
Oh, it's just some fruit.
What did you get? Got him some grapes, have you?
An orange.
Oranges. How long will we have to wait until we know if our application's been accepted?
You can know right now, Rodney. I've just signed it.
We move in next week! Hey, my old man! Said for dilly-dally on the way!
I'm feeling on top of the world, Rodney.
Do you know, I thought as much. Because 5 minutes ago, you couldn't wiggle your toes, and now you're doing an audition for the Hot Shoe Show.
Here I Del. Don't forget your scarf is free.
Collapse.
What?
Collapse.
I shouldn't bother. You might do yourself an injury.
Oi, you're going to need the keys if you...
We still on for that drink?
What do you think, Del? Oh, my word. I had a feeling, after the whole cigarette case kind of moment, as Rodney was leaving, I was wondering if like Del was going to turn back round and like wink at Grandad or something like that. I just had a niggling feeling that it could have been a thing, because in all honesty, that's a really nice thing to do, isn't it? To try and look after your granddad and everything, make sure that they're well. But at the same time, Del is the kind of person that he wants something for himself as well. So, was that cigarette case a whole load of baloney, or was that actually, the one genuine thing out of that? I don't know if it will ever get brought up again. I presume it probably never will get brought up again, almost certainly. It's the kind of thing that you'd like to think is a true story, because you've heard various things. But to be fair, that does seem to be a trope during TV shows and movies, that somebody has an amulet or a cigarette case or something, and it'll be like their breast pocket, they get shot. Oh my God, he's dead! He's dead! Oh no! Oh, I'm actually alive after all. He hit this thing that was conveniently in my pocket, right where my heart is. You know what I mean? It is a bit of a cliche at this point. I enjoyed that episode. And I like the fact that Rodney, even though he got royally stitched up into doing that, he was actually... he was actually trying to do something good for not just himself, but obviously the rest of the tenants, and get police patrols and stuff. But yeah, I think the overarching feeling is you should look after your grandparents, because like your grandparents, you never think of them having a youth, do you? Pretty much for most people. You are born yourself, and your first memories of them is of an older lady, an older gentleman, quite probably with grey hair or greying hair. And it just seemed like they were just always there, and they were always there as, they were pretty much born as Nan and Grandad kind of thing, But I do remember the time. So my nan obviously got dementia. She passed away in 2022. But there was a point about 10 years earlier. So we're talking about 2015-ish. So maybe a little bit less than 10 years. But yeah, about 2015, 2016. And my nan got taken into hospital. My mum came in. I was working. She was like, your nan's been taken in. She's really ill. We think this might be it. And I went around there as quickly as I could. But before I could even get there, I was breaking down. I was thinking, this is it. This is going to be the last time I see my nan. I went to a shop across the road where I used to work, and so I said a quick hello and ran into the toilets, and literally I was in floods of tears and everything. And then sort of pulled myself together, headed on over there. And And because I was the last one there, because I was working and everything, they all left, and I ended up with my nan just there with herself, and I just sat with her for about an hour because she was just there. She was just sleeping. She wasn't really talking much. She kind of stirred a little bit backwards and forwards, and then just out of nowhere, she just put her hand on mine. She just kind of squeezed it, and it was a song by Petula Clark. I remember coming onto the radio. I didn't know it at the time. I found out afterwards, of course. There's a song called Tu reviendras vers ta maison, which is a French one, because she's Canadian, so she did some English and some French. And I looked it up afterwards, and that is a song I like to go back to when I think of my nan. Because effectively, the lyrics do genuinely mean along the lines of, you know, how will you remember me? You know, are you going to remember me when I'm gone? And although I think it was more written in terms of like almost like a breakup song, to be fair, he can easily be used in that context. And so even though my nan didn't pass for several years later, I always think back to that time, and I always think it was almost at that moment I felt I lost her, like properly, because she obviously kept deteriorating with the dementia. So the day that she actually passed, I didn't actually really get that emotional. I kind of felt I'd already given my emotions to her passing, which is a weird feeling to have. You know, I was there, I was thinking, I'm going to be in bits when my nana actually does pass away, but I wasn't like emotionless. It was one of those, I was just like, you know, it's time. Because I remember speaking to my mum a couple of years after that, when she got ill again, and again was in hospital. And especially when COVID kind of happened, I kind of look back at that time, because the reason that she didn't pass was literally a day before my mum had signed these documents and everything, so that she has the power of attorney, and my nan basically signed a do not resuscitate form in the event that she needs stuff. She just wanted to basically slip away. And basically, because it literally had happened like the day before, my mum still had it in her case. She hadn't like submitted it to like the hospitals and everything, so they didn't know about this form. And if they had known about it, that would have been the final day with her. So it's a strange one, but especially because of the COVID times, I always think back to that day and think, would it have been better for her to have just slipped away? You know, not knowing anything, but being surrounded by the people that she loved. Because she just became a shell. And it's sad. That's why I would never wish Alzheimer's or dementia on anybody. It's just horrible. They're just not themselves anymore. Sorry I went a bit deep there with that. I do apologise for that. We're kind of speaking about Only Fools and Horses there, but yeah, I think there was just some beautiful scenes in that, which I felt was really well acted. I think it's safe to say that maybe it was a bit of a performance there, the Grandad's illness in that one, but I will kind of keep my eyes out throughout this last series with him, trying to see if there's any signs or a sense that he might have been a bit doddery, a bit old, a bit frail, anything like that. But I enjoyed that episode, so thank you very much for watching with me. Please do subscribe if you're new. Please turn on notifications. Drop me comments below, of course, as always. And if you'd like to support me further, you can do so over on Patreon, where you can get early access to my content. You can get exclusive content and more. But until next time, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek.